Hello everyone, this is Brian, and welcome to Skyrim Survival Legendary. Yes, here we are on the tumbril, heading to our near-certain execution at Helgen, and we're playing it's the special edition of Skyrim, you know, the more high-resi, kind of fixed-up post-release, and the more interesting thing, the reason that I got interested in getting back into Skyrim is that Bethesda has recently released the survival mod, the official survival mode for Skyrim. And that is what we're playing with today. So we are going to get cold. We are going to have to eat food so we don't starve to death. And some other thing's going to happen. Oh, we're going to get tired. We're going to have to sleep. And we're only going to be able to level up in our sleeping areas. The diseases are more horrible. There might be a few other little details like that, but basically it just kind of makes it more hard. Oh, right, there's no fast travel. It does not allow you to fast travel, which I really believe in. I think, honestly, if you've never played a Bethesda game and not fast traveled, you really ought to do it, because the worlds are so much more immersive without fast travel. And, you know, later on we might avail ourselves of, you know, wagons. I think wagons, I think that'll be okay I'm not going to go in a wagon until I've actually been to the cities at each end on foot. So, like, if I want to go to Riften, then I'm going to have to walk to Riften the first time, or ride. If I buy a horse, if I can afford a horse, I can go on a horse, because that's actually still going. But we're not gonna fast travel. We can't fast travel because we're gonna be in this mode, and I really do think that makes the game much more fun. Couple of other rules as we pull in here to the chopping block. Survival mode, legendary difficulty, just to make it as hard as possible. And I'm not gonna steal unless a quest tells me to, because I think it's a little bit too easy just to steal things and get away with it. Now, when they leave things and you're allowed to take them, that's okay. If it's not red, then it's free for the taking, I think. You can beg to disagree, and maybe I'll agree with you. So tell me in comments. But also, I'm not going to use companions unless the quest tells me, or unless there's some quest I want to do that has to have a companion, or there's some reason, quest-related reason for some brief time, because companions would be a little too easy to just get them to tank for me and make them take all the damage. And finally, there is gonna be a permadeath element. I want to do a sort of permadeath thing, but let's get back with the story here, because they're unloaded. We're about to do character generation, and that will make the permadeath element a little bit easier to explain.
It has been an honor, Jarl Ulfric.
It has been an honor.
Ralof of Riverwood. Lokir of Rorikstead. No, I'm not a rebel.
You're not gonna get me!
I can't do this.
Halt!
Run away!
Kill me.
Archers! Anyone else feel like running?
Wait.
I was always sad it won't actually let you run. I think that would be hilarious if you could actually run away and get shot here. Who are you? Okay, and that is the question. Now, given that this is going to have kind of some permadeath survival elements, I definitely want to go with a Khajiit, because they are sneakier, they've got claws, and I think that actually the fact that they have fur might make them a little bit warmer in the cold. So I'm going to make a little kitty cat here, and I like them to kind of look more like an actual kitty cat and not like a weird, tribal person. So That's what I'm going for. Basic kitty cat, basic tabby. And what do you think? Doesn't look like my cat, but I like the blue eyes. And let's see, these the customization names of the cat things are pretty funny. And our name, Khajiit, has done nothing, which I think actually fits because we're going to have done nothing. We have done nothing, and we're not going to be committing crimes. But it also fits with our permadeath plan, because my permadeath plan is to say I'm the cat with 9 lives. Because if I just did straight permadeath, I'm sure I'd walk into some stupid spring-loaded trap, and it would be a very anticlimactic way to go. So let's call it the cat with 9 lives. And if that gets too hard, you know, if we end up permadeathing it all on the first life, then hey, that'll be great. But now I'm gonna speed up some of the merely cinematic stuff. Whack, his head's gone. Next prisoner, the cat. What's that sound? Come forward. Put your head in the block that we didn't even move the other prisoner from. What's that behind me? Oh no! Okay, now we're lying on the ground. We're following this guy in here, but then the dragon breathes fire, and we run through a house with no control of anything else. Here's this other, now we're with the legionary guy for no other reason. He's talking to his little son, and we run around, and the dragon breathes fire, but not at us, just at other people. And we run over here, and then the 2 guys that we both randomly run around with confront each other, and I chose this guy. So this is where we actually pick up our story. And, well, if he would hurry up and untie my hand so I can actually do something. So I have just chosen to follow this Stormcloak guy in here, mostly because I kind of know what he's going to do after the first battles are over. I can't remember what happens with the legionary guys, so I figure in a legendary survival permadeath situation, I'd better go with some familiar things, because the idea is to see how far we can get with the challenge knob turned up to maximum. So we're going to take his crud, and here's our first in-world view of our character as we put our Stormcloak armor on and get ready for the first fight.
This one's locked. Let's see about that gate.
So my goal here is going to be to let him do most of the fighting, or at least draw most of the aggro. And this will give you the idea about why companions are mostly not going to be the thing. But I am as vulnerable as a little feather right now before I get my stealth all worked up. So we're going to take advantage of the fact that we have to have this guy here, and we're going to let him draw the aggro. So here come 2 people in. Alright, so she came toward me, and she's actually she went back over to him. Good, okay. So we're going to let those guys go at him for a little bit. I'm worried if I would go whack on the back of one of them, but I'm worried that while there's 2 of them, one of them would split off and go after me. And he's going after the weaker guy, so hopefully he'll get the weaker guy down. And then the captain, yeah, there we go. All right, let me finish him off. That was brave of me. And it occurs to me that I actually have, if I disarm myself, my inherent Khajiit cat claws are better than that axe. So we're just gonna wail away, try to get some combat experience. We'll be good in brawls, by the way. That's a Khajiit. Alright, I got a little animation, and the captain is down. Alright, so let's pick up the stuff. I don't need any of that heavy armor. My carrying capacity is going to be reduced because of survival mode, and survival mode doesn't come on until after this little quote-unquote tutorial level of escaping from the castle. So it looks like I can still carry a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to be able to in a minute. So I picked up the light armor, put that on as appropriate. We want to have something in every slot, but we want it to be light armor so I'll be able to be sneaky. So, speeding up slightly the parts where we're just sneaking through uninteresting areas.
Burning everything to the ground.
Alright, now we found our first friends, and so oh, these are bad guys. I thought we were finding friends. We're finding bad guys. Okay, so it's 2 of them again. I'm gonna let our little friend fight them. Try to get a little blow in now that he's established aggro.
That's the best you can do.
It's funny, half the time it looks like I'm punching him even though I'm supposed to be using my claws.
Mercy.
Alright.
That's it. That's all
So
you
now,
got.
go right after this guy. For some reason I'm not getting any one-handed. Do the claws not count toward? Is there no unarmed skill in Skyrim? Yeah, I might have forgotten that little aspect of things. I probably should have been using probably should have used the axe if I wanted to build skills. But honestly, we're not going to use a lot of one-handed. We'll carry some of the light armor. We might be able to sell the extra light armor. Now, it's important that we pick up all of the good stuff from this room. Some of this is food and some is alchemy materials. But food is going to take on a whole new meaning. Can I cook them in the fire? I guess not. A couple of potions. Get everything that's easy to carry. But I'm taking all this food because food is going to be very important now. Alright. So now another sneaking down a hallway sequence. And the Torturer and the Torturer's assistant. So now we have more friends though, because those guys are good guys, and so we are just gonna get in there and do our part. This is some of the very little hand-to-hand combat you're gonna see us doing in this. Because I am planning to be a bow and arrow guy. I think shooting guys from stealth from the distance is definitely the long-term survival plan here. But with those guys being down, we are going to get all the good stuff. Read the silly little book.
With some picks. We might need that gold once we get out. Grab anything useful.
He points out that there's a chance to practice our lockpicking skills, and which does bring me to another little aspect of this. Now, I could have stood in there and followed, Ragnall, or whatever his name is, around for 5 hours and gotten my stealth up to 1,000,000, and, I could sit here and work on nothing but professions. And I'm not going to do, I could end up being 20th level before I even, fight anything significant. I'm not going to do that because it's kind of boring and just doesn't feel right. Now, I am going to do professions where they feel appropriate and in the right amounts. I, will probably do alchemy, and so I'll be, collecting stuff as I go, but I'm not gonna do stuff that feel, and so I am gonna see, here's a lock, I'm gonna practice my lock picking on the lock. And there might be something behind the lock, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to abuse the skill system just to artificially get up levels. So that's something I'm gonna hold. It's kind of a flaw in the system that it lets you go out of your way in silly things. We're not going to be just going out and making 1,000 leather items at the forge, etc. we're going to pick up all the cool loot. I think this room just has the skeletons that you can pick up. It's funny how this all kind of comes back to you over the years. Skeletons, yeah, nothing on the shelves yet. And we'll follow him forward. They're all detecting us. Our stealth isn't very good yet, but I feel like we do need to get stealth experience as we go. And it would be nice to... Why don't we just get into hidden by being behind them? How about that? They can't see me if I'm behind them. First principle of stealth. Alright, so we're going to run down this corridor, and then they're all going to go running in, and there's going to be a million Legion guys, and some of them have bows and arrows, and so I don't want to draw their attention too early. I don't know exactly how aggro works in here. Oh, but I got a point of sneak. That's good. And we're actually maintaining sneak state for the moment, but as soon as I run anywhere close out there, I'm going to be detected. That actually being sneaky is a skill we haven't built up yet. Alright, so now that the guys are starting to get down, we're going to run in here, and if somebody starts shooting me with arrows, I'm going to get right back out of there. Get him down. And there's a guy with a bow and arrow, and so he is our most important target, because then I can get my very first longbow. Okay. Longbow, more light armor just for the fun of it, and let us equip it. We have a steel dagger, but that's not going to be our main thing. Alright, so now we can start trying to shoot bows and arrows at guys. Now, if I shoot bow and arrow while I'm hidden, then I get, like, sneak attack bonuses. I'm going to come back and loot those guys in a minute. I want to have a chance to get my archery skill up, since I did not manage to get my one-handed skill up with my cat claws, apparently. Everything in Skyrim, of course, works by leveling you up as you do the thing. You don't go put points in, like in some games, like in Fallout, for example. You actually do the skill to gain the skill. That guy's down. Gonna hit him while he's down. Alright, so everybody's down, and I don't need to show you every detail of looting the bodies. We're just taking the stuff we think we might be able to carry, and we follow him down the tube to the cave that we're going to escape in. It collapses behind us. Well, we're not going back that way. Here's this river. Let's follow that for a while. Look, there's no loot here in this room, but there is this little side passageway. I think this is one of these things just to kind of make the player feel smart. Like, oh, look, I went off on my own and I found something. I found a skeleton and some gold, which is good. So, yep. Just getting used to exploring. Where's this thing go? Just to the dead end where it collapsed. Great. And we get back on track following our dude. More little skeletons in case you missed the first one. And now our next encounter. Now with scary frostbite spiders. So I'm going to try to help now. See, because I can help from the safety of the distance. Soon enough we won't have our little buddy, but while he's here, more spiders. Notice I don't seem to be getting little sneak attack criticals in this. Maybe that doesn't happen until after the tutorial, or until I've leveled up a little more. I don't have to take a perk, do I, to get even any sneak attacks? Alright, well, they're down. And so now, first of all, we loot the spiders because I am going to sometimes want to use poisons, various poisons, and I'm going to just pick up all the little, spider eggs and skeever hides and stuff are all able to be used in alchemy to create potions. So then we follow him down, we come to the next cave. A guy up there. I see a skeleton. I think up ahead is going to be the grizzly bear or something, but here we have found... Oh, okay. Well, it's an inert skeleton, unlike lootable skeletons. It's a non-lootable skeleton. So up here is the bear, and I think this is sort of the lesson in stealth that we... Oh, maybe that's when they give you sneak attack criticals. Meanwhile, I'm busy looting the food, wine, and other useful items. Anything that looks valuable. At this stage, anything that's 14, even 20 to 1 is certainly for sure. You get a point of sneak there. Good, getting our way up to level 2. And I guess I'm enough afraid of that. That bear could probably one-shot me on legendary difficulty, so I think I'm gonna... I'm gonna just press the button to start sneaking. Ooh, totally sees me. Guess it's not doesn't aggro unless you get close or shoot him or something. But we are just gonna let sleeping bears lie. And I think that gets us out into Skyrim itself. And here is where we turn on survival mode. We will say yes to that. See what our quests are. Let's check our settings. Yes, legendary difficulty, survival mode, all the good stuff. And let's do some kind of autosave there. That's fine, because I do find the special edition does crash sometimes.
There he goes. Looks like he's gone for good this time.
He always says there he goes, but I never have actually seen the dragon flying away. I don't know where to look. Really not looking the right direction. So now we have to get down the path to see Gerdur in Riverwood.
Sure she'd help you out. It's probably best if we split up.
It's funny, this guy says maybe it's best if we split up, but then he kind of politely waits for you and walks with you and tells you things as you go. And I think it's actually kind of a good idea to stay with him for my purposes. Now, there's no combat encounters that happen for a while, so there's hunger taking effect. That's another of the aspects of what's this called. So look, we're peckish, and so attacks are slower and we're less effective with. So yeah, we definitely want to stay up on our food. The funny thing is, like these apples, I guess that's pretty good. We'll eat some apples. But cooked food is going to be a huge amount better and more effective. So now we're satisfied, and we can continue our sometimes poorly aimed attempts to just gather all these little things as I walk down the path, and he tells me the stories. You've all seen the stories. I am guessing that most of you have played Skyrim before, so we don't need to over-belabor the tutorials that you've already been through. But yeah, this is a very safe time while we're walking around with him to just get some basic stuff. I keep running out of carrying capacity. Now we're tired, and so that it actually isn't as bad of an effect that it gives us. Potions are less effective, and we're not doing a lot of mage. Now here's the standing stones, but I can only fix tiredness by sleeping, so I can't fix that right now. I'm going to take the thief sign, even though we're not going to be a steely thief, we're going to be a sneaky thief. The assassin of the shadows. And, tell me in comments if you think I should do, should I do the Thieves Guild quest line? Should I do the Dark Brotherhood? Does that make sense? I'll tell you one thing I don't like very much. I don't like Daedra very much. Oh, no, so that little path, I think, leads up to a little mine icon. And I may come back in a minute and do. I think that's one of these little easy beginner dungeons that I might get us practice up on. But anyway, I don't approve of Daedra. Like, I hate when a quest line goes along and it sounds like it's cool, and there's going to be some stuff and some politics, and it's all going to be, Game of Thronesy and awesome. And then it turns out that there's some damn Daedra that you have to service their dark needs. Okay, it's good to have. I'm actually terrified of wolves. I'm worried that the first life of Khajiit has done nothing may be scored by a wolf, because they come in these little packs and they run real fast. So I don't think I could outrun a wolf necessarily. We tried to help him. I didn't get a lot of archery skill there, but maybe I got a little bit. Pick up all these little things. Anyway, I'm less fond of Daedra quests, Maybe we could kill a Daedra. That'd be okay. But tell me in comments, if you got any ideas about fun. Most interesting, challenging, combat-oriented quest lines are definitely fun. But, also, we're building a character here. Oh! We have leveled up to level 1, and here is the town of Riverwood, just in time for us to be able to sleep in order to level up. Now, I guess we're going to go first, because we're supposed to meet Gerdur, which is our buddy's sister. I think we go around here. Oh, here's Feindal, and he's the archery trainer, and I do want to get better at archery, very much. Okay, don't have enough gold yet. But what's your problem with Sven? Okay, so this is the love triangle, and I guess I want to be this guy's friend because he's the guy that's more archery oriented. And there's Gerdur now.
Come here a minute. I need your help with something.
Alright. Now, barrels that just say go ahead and take them. Oh, there's a woodcutter's axe. But a woodcutter's axe that I cannot carry very well. Ooh, and look at my stamina going down when I'm trying to carry too much stuff. That's kind of cool. Let's see. I think I'm going to need a wood to upgrade this longbow. Okay, yeah. Wood for the longbow, steel ingots for steel knives, that kind of stuff. Makes sense, but let's just drop that axe for now. And he's talking about the dragon came and we all got away. We all kind of mostly know that story. Talk to him a little. Doesn't do much. Alright, here's Gerdur. Tell me the stuff.
If you're looking for work, of course. Oh, what's this all about?
So do you have any supplies? So we can just take all of her stuff, which I'm happy to see includes some food. So sure, if you want to give me every single thing you're carrying, then I will take it.
I don't know what. Things just go. The Jarl we need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf.
Right, we're allowed to sleep in her house if we want to. This is her buddy Hod. He doesn't have anything to say right now. Alright, so we're gonna... Let's just get about our lives. Because, yep, there's dragons, and somebody has to tell the Jarl, and that somebody will probably be us. But the first thing I would actually like to do is... Well, I want to go in the inn here and establish myself as well rested, which would let me level up and give me a 10%. Well, I'm carrying too much. I'm getting tired of carrying too much. All right. I'm going to go over here to the trader then, and we're just going to ditch all of this stupid extra sets of armor we're carrying.
One of us has to do something.
I said
So
no.
here's some
No
more
adventures,
characters.
no
I
theatrics,
think,
no
what's her name,
thief-chasing.
Camilla?
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's
She's
hear
the
it.
one that's got the love
We are
triangle.
done talking about this. Oh,
And then Lucan. He's the trader, and he's got a quest. Yeah, so Camilla,
Maybe you could talk
I
some
have a
sense
letter for
into
you
my
from
pig-headed brother.
Sven. It's actually
Another
from Findall,
poem I've
but
had. What's that? You can tell Sven that he already has a mother. I'm not speaking to
I
him
don't know
anymore.
what you overheard.
okay.
I
And
bet
Riverwood
Lucan
Trader is still open.
is gonna
Open shop.
send us
Riverwood Trader.
on a little
Yeah.
quest. Somebody
No
took his
ornaments.
golden claw,
You could.
and I could help you get the claw
Got some
back.
coin coming in from my last shipment. It's yours if you bring my
And this is
claw
one of the
back.
ways that they direct you
those
to
things.
Bleak Falls
The
Barrow,
sooner
which
you
is kind
find
of the first
Oh, a bit of this.
thing
a
along
bit
the
of
main
that.
quest line. But now we're going to barter, and mostly we are going to sell all of the crud that we don't actually plan to wear. We certainly don't have enough inventory to be carrying a lot of extra crap around. I'm going to sell all the little wines because I'm not going to need wines very soon. Let's just look what he's got. We'll take his couple of arrows. He doesn't have a lot of archer equipment available and doesn't have any armor that's better. Oh, I would love the Ring of the Minor Squire, but I totally can't afford it. So he can sell us potions someday if we're desperate. He could sell us spells. I'm not planning on using a lot of spells. I might use a little light smattering of spells. One reason I'm not doing a lot of magic is so that I don't have to put any points into mana. I can put them all into
So this is
health
your
and
plan?
stamina. Which does bring us to getting back over to the inn and leveling ourselves up. So 2 things we can do in the inn. One is we can level ourselves up by sleeping. Now I could sleep over at Girder's house for free, but better than that, I want to, as often as possible, have a well-rested bonus, which I can only do in the inn, and I think it is...
Did you hear me?
I love Ragnar the Red. Ragnar the Red
Guess
is
you don't have to take
probably my favorite
it.
song in
Just
this.
make sure we get a fresh batch.
And here, we rent a room, it's only 10 gold,
For a day.
and I think that is a worthy way to
Word is, I'll
gain
fix
a
Stormcloak escape
substantial
from the Imperials.
experiencing
Where's
a
only going to get
bonus, so we will be staying in inns. Plus, it's it's where you come to meet all the people anyway. It's more fun than sleeping in a bag at the edge of town, right? Well, right, he's got the alchemy lab in here, and this is a good place to get our alchemy started.
Some of the Jarl's men came by and left
Innkeepers
this bounty
can
money.
tell us where to find little quests. They can give us
There have been
radiant
whispers.
quests.
A boy up in Windhelm, name of Aventus are
So we'll
let's
plumb
sate
him for
that
quests,
appetite.
and then let's see what he's got for sale. I don't really want to buy the food so much as make it. However, any cheap ingredients, so see, death bell cheap. Now, that's cheap. Salt piles are super useful because we're going to need them to cook. In addition to alchemy, so we're gonna buy his stuff, and then we're gonna go find our bed. I thought she was gonna show us the bed, but she didn't bother. Not that one. That's her bed. That's not it. You can see it's been a while since I stayed in this particular inn, but here it is. Okay. We are going to sleep a good 8 hours sleep, which conveniently gets us through the night, which, by the way, is when it's going to be the most cold. So, when we're trying to avoid coldness. Now, I am actually going to put my first attribute point into stamina, because I think, well, in addition to helping me run away, which I think running away is actually going to be more important than having health for a little bit. Plus, it's going to increase my carrying capacity, which is going to let me be able to bring more treasure back, because my carrying capacity is quite low. Now, I have to decide whether I see there's sneaking, light armor, and archery. So there's doing more damage, or there's having more light armor absorption, or there's just not being seen in the first place. I think that might be my number one skill. So we have leveled up. In order to level up more, I think we want to do a little bit of alchemy, because alchemy is going to be useful as a sort of sneaky assassin-y person. I'm going to want to create poisons as well as potions. All right, and I'm going to eat one little bite of each of these to discover what their first thing is. Now, I know I just recently realized, not too long ago, that these things aren't actually randomized from character to character. They're actually the same, like, pine thrush egg does the same 4 things, which to me is too bad. Like, I would have totally randomized this stuff and had every game be different. But it's been a while since I've done much Skyrim, and I don't actually remember what's what, and I'm going to just go with that as, I'm not going to go look up what are the things that make which kind of potions. I'm going to do it the good old-fashioned figuring it out way. So I ate one little chunk of everything to learn its first thing, and we already have a few things that we already know we can make. So, and I might want to make some of these. I'll make as many health potions as I can, because I think I'm going to need those. So wheat is good. Blue mountain flowers and wheat. Oh, and that's right. Wheat is the one that you can make, those ones that both increase your max hit points and temporarily, but also increase your current health. So that's good. Make a little bit of each little thing. This is also a way we can make money if we find some of the ones that are good for money. So I'm just gonna go through here, and anything I have a lot of, I'm going to combine a little bit with everything, and we're usually going to fail, but we're going to find out what all these things do. So we'll speed that up, except when we find something interesting. So there we found one. Damage health. And some of these things make the potion, you see, a resist frost is worth 60, whereas some, a mere health potion is worth a lot less. So there's more uncommon ones, and we want to find those. And we want to make potions that have multiple effects, because those will get us the most money. So this is one of the ways that we'll be able to make extra money on our travels. Fix our well-fed status. So we are well-rested, well-fed, and we are warm. We are not cold, because we've been spending time indoors. All the clothing in Skyrim now, when you're in survival mode, has a warmth rating. And some of the high warmth ratings are different from the clothing that has the high armor ratings. So that is going to become, we'll see how that works out as a factor. Now here is Gerder's house, and we can take all her stuff, including her chicken egg, which is a useful ingredient. I always look for chicken nests. We go. We actually have the key to this because she gave it to us, and here is Gerder's house.
I told you.
Now, I thought I talked to her, but it still shows her as a quest arrow. So
A fine
let's
day to you, friend. May you cross
see.
the river
Let's
and then
talk
head
to her,
north.
all her stuff.
my meal.
Get the quest to
And by
advance.
Alvar can
It is,
help
after
you out.
all, the main quest.
Of course. There is something you could do for
All
me.
right.
For all
Well,
of
it still shows the thing. Now, that's right. She has said, just take anything you need from my house. So we will take her 70 gold, and I will search around here and find anything else that looks good. Any food we want to eat. Definitely going to take all the food and ingredients that are hanging anywhere. It's funny, you can't take the potion of haggling, and you can't take the fine clothes and the thing, but you can have the saber-tooth pelt and the soul gem. But see, all this harvested stuff, man, that is going to be good. That's going to be good eating. Because we're going to come to, that's actually the next thing we're going to do, is we're going to go, excuse me, buddy, because I need to do some cooking. And as we scroll through the recipes, we see that salt piles are actually one of the most important cooking items in the game. And I've noticed that meat, if you cook the meat you get a lot of hunger for a very low weight ratio. It's sort of like, you know, the weight to value ratio. Well, this is the weight to hunger ratio, whereas the soups can do a lot of hunger, but they also weigh a lot more. So I want to cook the meat more than I want to come up with a whole bunch of soup, but I am happy to, and you can see they have different effects. I'm happy to have some soups if that's just what I can do. So we'll make some random kind of soup. Sure, apple cabbage stew. And now we have a supply of food that will last us a bit longer, because you can eat your way pretty quick through a pile of apples. It irritates me that she still has that quest marker on her. Yeah, that's the quest. It's the only main quest I got, and the golden claw is from the other guy. Now they're going to both end up leading me eventually to Bleak Falls Barrow.
Small village,
but believe me, it's not time to go to Bleak Falls Barrow yet, because it's cold. It's cold up on Bleak Falls Barrow. We need to find us some fur clothing and some fur armor. I'm just trying to punch through her things and see if she'll stop having a bugged quest. But, you know, slightly bugged quests are, you know, that's just like the weather, right? In a Bethesda game, is you just never know what's going to happen. You have to kind of deal with that. Now here we have all of the nice blacksmith stuff, which we'll probably want to do a little bit, but apparently at 6:28 in the morning, he is not out at his forge yet. We can still check it out if we can manage to click on it. Okay, yeah, firewood. Okay, yes, that's right. So we need to go get that axe that was too heavy for us to carry before, which is this way. All right, and the axe was over here where we dropped it, but the special wood chopping wood pile is here, and we go choppity chop face, choppity chop face, choppity chop face, whee! And so now we have some firewood, and now we can, I think we can sell the rest of the firewood to Girder's boyfriend. But meanwhile, we can upgrade our longbow and get 1 extra point of damage out of it, which is a, whatever it is, 14.444 or something percent of extra damage. It's definitely not nothing. And of course, the more powerful the weapons get, the less important it is to add 1 more point on. But certainly early on, that's a huge percentage increase in total damage. There is our evil Girder, still refusing to advance the main quest for us.
See my husband Hod if you're looking for work.
Now, it's funny, you can't steal the stuff inside of people's houses, but they're totally happy if you just go pick all their crops for them. In fact, then they will buy the crops from you. And I guess the story is that you've, picked the crops and sold it to, they've paid you to pick the crops, not to just buy their crops back. But it is a funny thing. But in any event, I can get a bunch of crops, which I am going to need for all of my cooking projects. Now the tanning rack, I need to make some leather, which is going to help me upgrade my armor. And fortunately, all those wolf hides and stuff will come in handy. So let's see. He's still not there, but the archery trainer guy is here, and we can make friends with him, and he can now train me to be better at archery. So we'll do a couple of those. And by the way, another little, flaw in the game system that we are not going to take advantage of. We are not going to make him our companion and then take all his gold back and have him trade us again. No, we are going with, if we paid him the money, it's his money, and we're not making him give us back with the, that's just to me, that's kind of brazenly cheating. There is Girder of the
We're a small village,
Invincible
but we work
Arrow.
hard and take care of our own.
And I can't... Does she have anything? No, she doesn't have
Get
anything
away from
on
me.
her that I'm supposed to get. Well, hopefully when we talk to the Jarl, that'll just jumpstart the main quest. Surely we haven't already bugged the entire main quest line. Surely. Surely we have not. More free food. And I think... Sing Ragnar the Red for us.
What are you doing that for?
Okay, yeah, I can't do those things. Those aren't free. I think we have maxed out the stuff that we can just pick. Yeah, she runs in to make sure we're not going through her things. It's always spooky when you're kind of sneaking around and then suddenly you find the storekeeper standing right behind you. Okay, so we're... Need to rest a little tiny bit of rest to get well rested back for our alchemy purposes.
This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors, the Imperial.
Okay, any new effects we can discover? Oh, look at that, 188 value. That's a fantastic. We're going to make another one of those for sure. Now we're not going to get 188 for it. And I'm going to add a third ingredient just in case we can manage to discover another thing and make it even more valuable of a potion. Store Magica. Or is this poison's worth some money? This Frost is worth some money. Haven't quite made it to level 2. So close. We'd be able to just level up right in here. But that'll be a part of every time we come back to town, is just getting our alchemy going. Because I think poison is one of our ways we're going to survive bad scary monsters. Bad scary monsters.
Mara bless you for
She has nothing else to say.
The sooner you find the claw,
And let's sell him some of the potions that we made. There we go. Oh, now we leveled up. So hopefully I'll remember before we leave town here to go take the level up.
Till next time.
So now we actually have some money, which is good. There's our friend the blacksmith. Now the first time you talk to a blacksmith, status, you can say need any help around the forge, and they will give you a series of little go make a dagger, go sharpen the dagger, go tan some leather, go do whatever, improve your leather armor. And so I'm just running through that real quick. Here's the leather you wanted, here's the little hat you wanted. Now sharpen the hat, or whatever it's called. Improve the hat. Also improve my other things, and now we're set with him. So that's only happens one time, and that gets us booted into the whole concept of whatever this is called, smithing. Which we're not gonna. I don't think I'm gonna be making a lot. I'm not gonna be doing an epic amount of smithing, because it is a little bit rote, and that you have to bring back huge piles of crud and make huge piles of armor to get your levels up, and it's just a little less fun. Whereas alchemy, at least you're kind of picking the things as you go, and it's kind of feels more like part of the exploring rather than, it's a little bit less FedExy. So we can improve our hunting bow, which is the most important. Which, by the way, I did actually buy a better bow from the guy in there when I was rushing through the trade. And he can sell me the little ingots I need to improve my little daggers. Oh, don't have enough gold because I spent it all on my hunting bow. Well, that's fine. I do want to just use up all that other crappy leather I did come back with, so I'm going to make a, you know, since I'm already holding it, I don't see anything wrong with smithing it together real quick, and especially because I need the money. It's less about my smithing skill than it is about the money.
Whatever. The finest
Which is sort of what you're, in theory, supposed to do in the game, is, you know, you do some professions to get a little extra money. But now, we can check which armors we can improve. So that's all improved.
You looking for a new blade?
And whereas some steel ingots would let you... I'm not sure if I'm going to do a lot of dagger whatever. It feels like a thief assassin ought to have a dagger just in case, though. So it's not much money to go ahead and make my steel daggers a little more daggery, you know. And going from 6 to 7, that is a high amount of percentage increase, and I'll get both because I can dual wield those. All right, and with that, I think our character is ready to venture forth into the world. So we will stop here, and next time we will go on our first solo adventure. We'll get a good night's sleep in the inn, and we'll see you next time on Skyrim Survival Legendary, where the cat has 9 lives.